Thanks for joining me again. And for those who are new, welcome to my channel. We are all things positive, healing, spirituality, love, liberation. Yes, oh, by the way, guys, I got new earrings. How cool are they? I'm not really like a big earring person, but I saw this at Mr. Price, and then ke look like those who like things like me. They are nice, ne? Yeah, I know, like I'm not like a big earring person, but yeah, this I was like, they are definitely like talking to me. And di nice, ne? Okay, nice guys. Scalaba jealous, like drop those compliments on the comment section. Okay, let's get back to business. Give it guys. So guys, today I just want to take you through my journey of healing and how my hurt inner child and abandonment issues that I got while I was still a child drove me to being an overachiever, which is like a positive thing that came out of this, but also it left me very drained and broken because of the relationships that I encountered along the way as I was growing to becoming the adult that I am today. So I actually was not aware that there is a thing as an inner child that can be hurt and still haunt you in your adulthood, and that I have abandonment issues until 2018 when I was diagnosed with depression. It was June, yeah. I was not aware of all these things until I had to undergo therapy. And for me to get to that point, I was in this very toxic relationship, which drove me to a point of mental breakdown. And yeah, that's when I was diagnosed with depression. And that's when I started discovering all those issues that I have been harboring, which I was not even aware of. So yes, thanks to my narcissistic ex, who just like, yeah, tested my sanity. Because if it wasn't for that relationship, I don't know, maybe sooner or later it was still going to happen that I do get a mental breakdown and I get diagnosed, and then I'll start discovering all those things. But yeah, unfortunately it had to be him who was like that driving force or factor that, yeah, got me to a point where I needed to go through therapy. So it is through therapy that I discovered that I have abandonment issues and my inner child is hurt, and she is actually influencing my choices when it comes to how I relate with people, whether it's like family, whether it's friendships or relationships. So yeah, it was a very challenging and uncomfortable time for me, but at the same time it was really eye-opening because it just like opened my eyes to a whole lot of issues that I had no idea that I have. So, and because of that, because of like the abandonment issues that I have, I'll always find myself overcompensating in a way, whether it's in relationships or especially with my schoolwork. I am smart, not to brag, but yeah, I am smart because I remember grade 1, I got first position in class, and yes, that's when I got to say, hey, this person is smart, hey? But that's beside the point. Even though it was that thing, I thought, okay, naturally, I'm a bright child. I just like found myself really working so hard to get good marks from primary throughout until like finishing high school, because I felt like if I do that, it will always keep my parents like happy, you know. So I was always like pushing myself hard to just like excel in my academics so that I can make my parents proud. Then I was like, it was just like a normal hardworking thing, but I discovered with the therapy that actually it was that abandonment issue that was also fueling that thing of me always wanting to like excel with my academics. It did help me though, because I managed to finish school on time. I managed to complete my 3 degrees on time. But at the same time, as much as like a positive thing like that came out of this, it also drove me into toxic relationships and friendships where I always found myself like overextending myself, self-sacrificing just so that I can make other people feel comfortable, so that they can love me and accept me and not leave me. But I'll do all those things, drain myself, and people will still leave. You know, I couldn't understand, like, why do I always, like, do so much for people, but I never get that in return, you know? So it was that thing that I was, like, really battling with, not understanding why am I never good enough when I always, like, really, like, just go all out for people all the time. And it was the same thing with the relationship that I had with my parents. I used to think, maybe it's, you know, this thing that they say, I'm a middle child. What they say, a middle child syndrome, like how middle kids like love attention and they always feel like they are forgotten and stuff. At some point, I used to think it's that, like, okay, let me excel. My parents will notice me more or be more proud of me. I can't like afford to disappoint them and stuff, you know? And I used to think, maybe it's because I'm a middle child and maybe that makes me kind of feel like I'm forgotten or I'm just like in between and like hardly noticed. But that was really not the case. It was just that abandonment issue that I was like struggling from that just made me like filled my head with all these things. So it's been really like a very long learning curve for me, because even now I'm still like going through therapy. I'm still like discovering a whole lot of things. Like each session, it just like comes with like a different thing, different perspective about things and all that. But yeah, it's been really challenging, but at the same time liberating, because I had to be very brutally honest with myself. And I actually realized until this year, beginning of the lockdown, where it was really forcing us to just like sit with ourselves and with like less distractions, where now you just have to sit there and face all the shadow sides of yourself, you know? So I feel like I haven't been really much since from 2018 with this therapy. I was never really like really intentional about healing and unlearning certain things that are like hurting me or like very unhealthy towards myself. So I feel like it's for the first time ever, which is thanks to this lockdown, that forced me to really be now intentional about my healing and just unlearning a whole lot of things. Because I was thinking that as much as like these relationships have like broke me, these friendships, my broken relationship with my family, especially my parents, because that's where the abandonment issue like stemmed from. But now I'm repairing that, because I realized that if I do not repair my relationship with my parents, then I'm never gonna get it right with anyone else. So yes, it's been very difficult. I'm just like unlearning all these things and realizing that, you know what, as much as Kutano, like some of those people have hurt you, and as much as like some of them did you wrong, you also have like your own toxic traits, and you also did play a role in some of like the things that were painful to you, or like things that broke you, you know, because nobody really like was asking me to like love them much or whatever. I was just choosing to do all that by myself, you know, and I cannot like hold the next person like responsible for that hey, I'm hurt because I loved you too much and you were not loving me back or whatever they did. Yes, so it was sad. And then this year, that's when I was like, you cannot be so comfortable sitting in your pain and your mess. Like, you now need to decide if you're going to continue being a victim, or you're going to stand up and choose to be a victor and just fight your way out of this mess. Like, you cannot expect your friends, your colleagues, your church mates, even your own parents, to take away that pain. You have to be the one who actually hugs that inner child and give her the love, ensure that she heals so that she can stop hindering your progress as an adult, you know. So and that's when I decided to make like a conscious decision that you're going to heal and you're going to be intentional about it. You're not going to be all talks, because I feel like the past 2 years I was just like all talks. It was just nice to just talk about my problems. Hey, I was diagnosed with depression. You know, this is the plan that I want to do. I want to do this and this and this and this. But then I don't choose to do that. So I'll just like be talking about all those things, but never really like being intentional about like putting them into practice or action. So yeah, that's when I was like, you need to be serious. You need to be intentional about this. So yeah, from there, that's when I was like, because there is no healthy relationship or friendship you're gonna have in your life as long as you carry those wounds within you that you're not tending to and being intentional about healing. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys that background as to the healing part of my channel, wanting to focus on that, and also just have like talks or conversation with people out there who are like willing to engage with me, and also like share the story on like, because we have different journeys, especially like healing journeys. I feel like we are very, especially like today's generation, we are a very like broken generation, and it's very telling by the kind of relationships we have, the expectations, the actions that we take towards how we relate with one another, like what we consider social norms. It's very like everything. It's very like disturbing. We are just like a lost generation, and I think it's because of a lot of like unresolved issues that we are carrying within ourselves. I don't know. It's just yeah, I feel like it's one of those reasonable things that you can think of as to why we are such a messed up generation. Some might take offense or even like be defensive about this, but yeah, guys, we are not like, look at the way we party, look at like how it's so easy for us to just change sexual partners, how we are just so vile towards one another. It's a mess. Look, let's take Black Twitter for instance. Like the amount of hate that goes on there, the bullying, the it's just a lot. And I feel like sometimes you'll find a person always finding all these negative things or just being toxic towards people, and you don't know like what's going on. And yeah, you just don't know like what's going on with this person. Why are they like so rude towards like the next person and stuff? I feel like it's simply because like we just deal with a whole lot of issues, and sometimes for other people maybe it makes them feel better if they just make the next person feel as horrible as they feel inside. So yeah, that's my story. For the first time ever, I've just decided to just like stop being a victim and just like work on my healing and be like intentional about it. You know, simple things as like waking up and just making yourself a cup of coffee, you know, like cooking that great meal. Because I always found it easy for me to do things for other people when the next person say, hey, could you cook for me, or like do this, I'm gonna come visit or whatever. I'll go all out. But when it comes to me, let's say it's a Sunday and I'm like, oh, I'm actually craving this nice full meal, I shall cook. But then when it's time for me to do that, I'll be feeling lazy. I'll be like, maybe some other time. So it was so easy for me to just like put off things that I need to do for myself to like show myself love. But I was quick to show love to the next person. So it started with simple things like that, like how I'll just like take myself out. Whenever I want something, I'll like, you know what, I'm gonna get this, and that's it. So it started with small things like that kind of just like build up, and it was like helping me like learn how to be actually intentional about loving myself, and like just like smoothing and pampering myself up, and with the hope that it will also just penetrate my inner child, my hurt inner child, and she can actually like start to feel that warmth, you know, from me as an adult version of her. So yes, it's been real. It's been real, but I feel like most importantly, this wouldn't have been possible if I was not like relying and looking up to God each time. I truly believe that He truly like carried me throughout this whole journey. Like His word just comforted me, like the conversations that I'll like always like have with Him like really carried me through. And I'm glad that He never really got to give up on me, because I remember shortly just after being diagnosed with depression in 2018, for the first time ever, I grew up in a Christian family, so church has always been like our thing, going to church and believing in God and stuff, and never for once had I questioned Him until that year. There was a time I was just like so mad at Him. I was like, how do you say you love us and you're always protecting us, yet you let us go through like so much pain? Because it felt like I was just in this deep dark pit, and there was literally nobody who was coming to rescue me, and it was such a scary time. Like, I will have those mini breakdowns when I'm at the lab. Sometimes I'll be in a meeting, like we'll be in a bathroom, and I'll just like pretend like I'm going to the bathroom, and because I just couldn't like hold back those tears, and I'll just like break down, and I'll be like, where is this God who is so loving and so comforting when I need him the most? I was literally like just questioning my faith, but I'm glad that he never allowed me to give up on him, because as I was going through this whole process, and there were times when nobody was around and I couldn't really like talk to anybody, he was there, and just like having those honest brutal conversation with him, it will always leave me feeling comforted and like lighter in the spirit. So yeah, I just thought I should give you guys like a brief background on my healing journey. It's not really like that explicit, because I feel like if I was to go into like the details of each and everything, we will take like, this video will have to be like a full like week non-stop, just like venting out everything. But yeah, I just like realized, I just got to learn this year that healing is not all about okay, speaking about your pain is the first step, but you need to be like intentional. You need to be practical about it. You can't be always just venting out to people like, hey, I'm hurting, I'm doing this and that, and not really like doing like the actual work, like putting all those words into action. So yes guys, that was all for today. I hope my depression story didn't depress you. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, share, like, and yes, just spread the word around that, hey, this is the channel to go to if you really just want to yeah, get in touch, or like maybe like find things that are relatable, like the real issues that we go through as human beings. So yes, like, subscribe, share, do the things. Thank you guys.